This is the Huntington Tri-State Time Machine, brought to you by Realty Exchange, the top-performing real estate company in the Huntington, West Virginia Tri-State Area. Each week, your host, W.G. Bunch, and his guests share memories and stories about the past, the present, and the future of the Huntington Tri-State Area. That's Huntington, West Virginia, Ashland, Kentucky, and the Chesapeake and Proctorville, Ohio areas. If you used to live here or you currently live here, you're going to catch yourself saying out loud, "Wow, I remember that." Now, here's WG.
What's happening? Welcome. Here we are. There you are. It's the Huntington Tri-State Time Machine podcast. I'm your host, W.G. Bunch. Of course she's here. Why
so
else?
Hard not to like.
Why else would you be listening? I know why you're listening. It has nothing to do with me.
It's so hard.
It has everything to do with her. Yes, Vanessa Hankins is here. Vanessa, announce yourself, princess.
What is that? The Queen of Safety Town? Is that what you call me now?
Yes, the Queen of Safety Town and of the Huntington Tri-State Time Machine.
Did you have a good day, WG? Like, it's beautiful out today.
It was. You know what? Today was beautiful. Let's be transparent. Allergies were a little crazy. Allergy medicine rocks.
Ragweed is crazy right now.
I'm not exactly sure what I'm on.
You do sound better than when we talked earlier.
I'm not exactly sure what I'm on, but I like it. I mean, I may not need to drive home. I might have to get an Uber. Anyway, so, yes, Vanessa and I are here. And we are here with...
Awesome guest.
Yes. Our special guest. Huntington native, well-known Huntington native. I've been lucky to know for years. Jennifer Wheeler, how the hell are you?
I am excellent. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Now, what did she say before we started recording?
This is her favorite medium, and she's never been on one before, so we're the first.
Never been on a podcast.
Very excited. Never been on a podcast before. Listen to podcasts all the time because you can be driving your car, you can be cleaning your home, multitasking. I'm all about multitasking. It's my favorite thing to listen to a podcast and do something
I love
at the
that
same
you
time.
love them because most of the people that we've had on since I've joined, I don't listen to podcasts. I'm like, what? How do you exist? How do you listen to podcasts?
You can do so much.
Yes, like I live on them. Like it's life.
Well, we're going to be gentle with you. I promise.
I think she can handle it.
Yes.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I've been practicing.
Now, Jennifer's got a history of working for the public and working for the area and making the Huntington Tri-State Area incredible.
Absolutely.
Now, we have a little bit of a policy that I think you all know, and that policy is we're not a political thing. So I asked Jennifer to be on this show, and what would you like to talk about?
It's a no-brainer for her, right? Like it was pretty quick.
Out of nowhere, she hits me with a total left hook and says, "I've listened to your show, and I would like to do maybe an episode on Hair Nation metal." And I was like... Are you kidding me? Wait, what? She's like...
Music to his ears.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I'm all about Motley and Bon Jovi and Def Leppard, and I've got a Def Leppard story and Kiss. And I was like, are you... My first question was, did Vanessa put you on?
Is this a joke? Are you joking?
Okay, so...
That's my favorite thing is that... I'm driving down the road. I'm like an unassuming middle-aged lady in a Cadillac, and you have no idea that next to you at the stoplight is somebody listening to Hair Nation and just jamming out.
Yes, just living
White
life
Snake
as
all day.
best you can. Yes.
Well,
I love that.
We're going to get to the very nitty-gritty right now. Let me tell you something.
I love it.
We're going down to the nitty-gritty immediately. I've got a game that is awesome because
We're jumping right in on the game.
Yes, we're
I can't
jumping.
wait.
I
We're,
thought the game was last.
no,
He
we're,
surprises me all the time with this.
because
Right out of the gate.
Yes.
because I actually spent time on this.
He's actually prepared. It's not
typic-
coming out of left field.
Typically, the game's coming out of my ass, and this one I actually spent time on. So I'm like, we got to make sure that everybody hears this game.
He's always like, Vanessa, like I'd have a job. Like
Yeah.
I can't always prepare. I'm like, no, cool.
your-
I
for
don't
your-
care. You're not bothering me.
Well, ironically, my favorite game show is Family Feud. So I feel like to combine a game like Family Feud and glam rock, I was born for this.
She's ready. She's ready.
Bring it on.
Oh my God.
I love it.
That is crazy that you named Family Feud, because here's what I did. Oh, this is nuts. This is gonna be nuts.
Like, look how happy he is.
I know.
He is like,
Anticipated for people
he's
who
such a
don't know
child
me.
right now. He's like
I
a child on Christmas
I
morning.
can-
Like,
I can-
where's the gas? This is great.
I cannot stop smiling. Here's why. Is because Family Feud, I like Steve Harvey, but he's never going to be Richard Dawson.
He's not, but he is wonderful. I do like him a lot.
Yes, he's very good.
He loves us West Virginia people. Like, he talks very highly of us.
Yes.
Listen, here's what I love about Steve Harvey, because I'm a big fan of a meme, and there is really nothing that you can't say with a simple Steve Harvey meme.
You're right. You're
His
absolutely
facial
right.
expressions.
Yeah, true.
They
If
say
you
it
want
all.
to, if you want to respond to anybody's text, all you have to do is push in Steve Harvey, and there's a meme for that.
Always.
Now,
Always.
but Richard Dawson with the tuxedo and the kisses on the, was it the hand? Did he kiss the ladies on the hand? On the
went,
cheek?
He went on the lips.
I thought it was on the hand.
No, Richard Dawson spread more herpes than
shut up.
NFL players in the 1970s and 80s.
I don't think you can say that on the radio.
Oh yeah.
People choose to listen to us. Like, we can say what we want.
And also, for those of you listening, and we appreciate all of the comments and whatnot. For those of you going, what does this have to do with the Huntington Tri-State? The artists and the groups that we're going to be talking about have played at either in Huntington, Charleston, Ashland, the Lawrence County Fair, wherever. So there are no Beatles questions. I love the Beatles, but I don't believe they ever played in Huntington. So that's the common thread as far as what we're talking about. Also, we're going to be concentrating on mainly, I would say, late 70s to early 90s. That does not mean tune out, does it?
So I don't get left out.
That does not mean that's not my music. No, because there are funny stories.
Absolutely, yeah.
We got funny stories, and also, but yes, here's what we want you to do. We're gonna play this game, and everybody play in your cars or play at your house or whatever. And I do not know Vanessa's answer. I don't know Jennifer's answer. I just know these answers. I don't have time, speaking of Family Feud, to poll 100 women.
Do you even know
First
that
of all,
many?
I couldn't even reach 100 women if I.
Why were there no men asked?
We got those. But first, I was lucky to get.
Trying to make it equal here.
Yeah.
I was lucky to just get 10 women to call me back. I contacted 10 and I was like, "What'd you?"
I mean, this is the guy that literally dropped a girl off from prom at the wrong house.
I know.
Like,
yeah, and
he's not gonna have girls call me back.
But they listen to the show, and so I've got it very quickly.
We have some pretty loyal
Yes.
ladies that listen in.
Thank
Nice.
you. That sounded a little risque.
Yeah, we do. Some of your beginning people that were on the
That's
show,
true.
like in the beginning, they hung out. They're still here.
And
it's pretty
yes,
awesome.
yes, and they are still here. Yes, absolutely. All right, so thank you so much to, I'm not going to go last names, Cheryl and Jody and Susan and Stacy and Marlo and Mary and Halle and Adriana and Michelle and Tracy and Allison. Thank you for calling me back. I've been, a lot of my number's been blocked on their phones for a while. So very interesting to get through. All right, let's dive in. Enough with this craziness. All right, here's what we're doing. Question number 1. We should have. Hey, Circle 270 Media. Throw us a cool.
Teach us how to make the sounds on this machine, because I think it does them. There's some that are like pre.
Oh, yeah, like a ding.
Yeah, we need to figure that out.
Throw us a cool sound.
Maybe better podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We're just learning. It's only been a year and a half for me. I'm an idiot. All right. Question number 1 for Jennifer and for Vanessa. Here's my question. What is the best Journey song? And I'm going to open it with, and there's no right or wrong, but
What do you prefer?
yeah, your favorite Journey
That
song.
one's hard.
Well, I think it's Can't Stop Believing.
That's what I was going to say.
Right?
I have to agree with that.
Straight off The Sopranos.
has to be.
Right off the finale.
Because that's the one that
Don't Stop Believing. I got it wrong. Don't Stop
I knew what you
Believing.
were
Well,
talking
you
about.
can't stop believing and don't stop believing.
Exactly.
That's
But that's the one that literally the whole room,
Precisely.
doesn't matter where you are, the whole room is singing that.
Not,
That's the one.
Yes.
not the winner.
What?
Out of the 10, number 1 answer, Open Arms.
Oh, the ballad. These
Yes.
ladies love the ballads.
Yeah.
All right. Now we know.
Now we know.
Going forward.
Again, there's no right or wrong answer, but that's what they
Yeah,
said.
no, hey, that's the way this game works.
I'm sticking with Don't Stop.
Hey,
Yeah, same.
As long as y'all don't start a girl riot or something where everybody's fighting, whatever.
Hey, I like all Journey songs. I mean, I'm not saying it's the only song that we can all like, but I'm just saying that's the one that I choose.
Well,
gonna be the top.
and I forgot to tell you, the actual correct answer is my answer, and my answer is Separate Ways. So I don't care.
Of course.
He's in the ballads too.
Yeah.
Separate Ways is not about.
Wait, how'd that go again?
Yeah, I like that.
Just like that.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Let's move on. Number 2, best. I'm going to start with Vanessa this time.
Okay.
Best Def Leppard song. And don't worry, I've had people when I was talking to them today. They were like, "Give me some," because I'm not sure what they are.
No, because that is, I mean, it's got to, I'm going to go with, just because I think it's the top 10 of the ladies, it's got to be Pour Some Sugar on Me, because that's the most known song.
That's
of
the
Def
only answer. If anyone said anything besides that,
It's got to
they're
be, and
kicked out of the game.
that's the one that, like you said, an unassuming woman driving down the road. That's the one that will get you pumped.
And again, these are artists that have played in the Huntington Tri-State Area. We're not just pulling stuff out of our butts. Go ahead.
So you're gonna like this. So Def Leppard is my favorite band of all time.
Really?
Forever. Oh my gosh. The
See, and
best.
I had no idea.
Many of my glam rock stories are about Def Leppard and Def Leppard chasing things. And so at any rate, there's a fan page that I belong to. It's like Def Leppard fans. And so 4
Did you
years
start
ago,
it, or you
You are
just
on the
belong?
level
I'm
of
just
Def
a member.
Leppard
Oh, okay.
as
Gotcha.
he is of Kiss.
Gotcha.
Oh, yes.
Is it there?
Well,
Okay.
no, because I don't have quite the memorabilia.
Okay.
But I
Or the tattoo.
I do not. However,
Would you like to go get a Def Leppard tattoo at the end of this?
probably I will not.
Okay, go
However,
ahead.
back in the day,
Yes.
I was a fan at the same level that you are now a Kiss fan. I have a little bit grown past that, but my love for them has never changed. I am
Did
a
you know
part of
how,
the.
Did you notice how she said she grew out of it?
Some people
Wasn't
do
like a
grow
phase.
up a
Yeah.
little bit.
No, it wasn't a phase.
I'm such a man.
It's never a phase.
I know. I'm such a man child. All right, go
Well,
ahead.
Keeps you young. It keeps you young.
I had to decorate
up.
my home like someone who works at an art museum lives there. But my teenage room was
Are you married?
covered. I am.
You're married and I'm not, and that tells the story.
Everything that we need to know about the phase.
Yeah, the whole idea when ladies come over to the house and they see the Kiss memorabilia, they run.
Run. Well, you know, my husband is wonderful, and one of the things that he does when he's trying to, like, you know, do something nice for me, he'll tell Alexa to play Def Leppard. And that's when I know he's trying to like butter me up.
That is your love language. I love it.
That's right. Def Leppard is my love language.
Go Ben. That's smart.
Yes, he's smart.
Smart man.
So back in the late 80s when Pour Some Sugar on Me was doing its thing, number one on the request lines for 110 days straight and all the things. I
love that you know these facts.
Oh, for sure. Listen, for sure. This is why it was a no-brainer for me when WG said, "What do you want to talk about?" But so all the walls of my bedroom were more or less wallpapered with the pages of Hit Parade and Metal Edge. All of them. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to show you a picture before we part ways here. And if you want to put it on, you can.
Yes, absolutely.
But at any rate, this picture
if you
is
give us
scary.
clearance, we'll
totally
publish it all over it.
Listen, this is what the room used to look like, and it is the picture that I asked Joe Elliott to sign after I more or less chased him down the street. So I think he was afraid
is this in Huntington?
On several levels. Yes, right into the hibachi restaurant. But anyway, I don't want to ruin the game. That story's for later in the show.
Oh my!
The reason I'm telling you this story right now is because 4 years ago, and I know it was 4 years ago because it just came up on Facebook the other day. I answered a question on the fan page. The Def Leppard fan group said, "What's your favorite Def Leppard song of all time?" So I said, of course, Pour Some Sugar on Me. There will never be another. It's got to be that one because there's only one that was really a movement. But then I listed several that are underappreciated, like Love and Affection, and a couple others. And so systematically over the last 4 years, each of the Leopards have liked my comment.
Are you at the top?
I usually screenshot it.
Hold on.
I called them leopards.
Yeah, did you just say each of the leopards?
I guess you should have said band members, but
I love it.
Okay,
each of the leps.
Go ahead.
And I usually screenshot it, and then I run around the house saying, "Ben, look, Phil Collin liked my comment."
Oh my god!
So just the other day, Phil Collin liked a 4-year-old comment that said, "Pour Some Sugar on Me is the best. There will never be another." So
I love that. That's like the highlight of life if you're a fan. Like, has any members of KISS liked your comments in the fan groups?
Yes.
Are you lying?
No, I'm not lying.
He's fibbing. Look at his face.
No, I'm not.
He wants to be cool like you.
No. I don't have. I don't know where my phone is.
Show me later.
Yeah, I have a former member of KISS on my speed dial.
oh, that's super cool.
I guess you are a little bit cool.
If you've ever heard "Crazy Crazy Nights" or "Tears Are Falling" or
look at the smile again. I love being here watching you two in your fandom. Like I really am loving this.
Yes,
we're nerds.
Love it.
And I'm not talking about cameo stuff. I'm talking about like, I know enough to know you don't reach out to celebrities like Taffer, John Taffer. We've talked about. You don't just. You don't have a couple too many beverages and go, "John, how are you?" That's how you get completely blocked. So no,
that's how you lose a friend.
Yeah,
but you should share this podcast with him.
I'm sure he has no interest. I'm positive.
He's not trying to hang out in Huntington, West Virginia.
And I don't think
WG.
I don't think Bruce Kulick, who used to be in KISS, has any interest in what's going on in the Huntington Tri-State area.
I mean, you never know.
I doubt it.
People and I love Huntington.
Bruce, if you're listening, and let's not get distracted. Yes, I gave Bruce Kulick a Millennium Falcon drone.
Nice.
Because he loves Star Wars. And he is now the guitar player for Grand Funk Railroad. We're an American band. It's some kind of wonderful and locomotion. And I went to go see him. And a mutual friend of mine, Wyatt Magnum, told me, he said, Bruce loves Star Wars as well, because I love Star Wars. And so
look at you being thoughtful.
I know. And so I went up to Cincinnati and saw the Grand Funk Railroad and brought Bruce Kulick a Millennium Falcon drone. And he was pinned down with all these fans asking him nerdy Kiss questions and Grand
I'm
Funk.
so above that.
Yeah.
I'm so above that. I brought a Star Wars gift.
But no, yeah, what I did, that's exactly my
stood out.
My strategy was, and this is in the lobby of like a DoubleTree hotel or something. I was like back there, and I just put the Millennium Falcon down, and I just
of course
started,
you did.
and I started flying it in the lobby. It's 11:30 at night or something.
Is this the same one that you got in trouble for at your real estate conference?
Well, I bought multiples. It's the same toy. And Bruce Kulick.
He didn't give away the only one. That
Yeah.
would be crazy.
Yeah, yeah, and I still have one. And Bruce Kulick was like looking around, going, "What is that?" And it looks like the Millennium Falcon. And
Suddenly, he's very uninterested in all of the people asking him
kind of
questions.
He kind of like shoves everybody around. Hold on, let me. And he comes over to me because he sees I'm piloting it. He doesn't know who I am he's like, "What is that?" I went, "Oh, this is yours."
Oh, this? It's nothing.
No, I did. I said, "This is yours." He was like, "What?" I said, "Yeah, I'm WG, and we know Wyatt." And he said, "Oh, yeah, of course," and blah blah. And
a friendship was born.
I know, and I stood there for 45.
I love how happy your heart is right now, just reliving this moment.
For 45 minutes, I sat there and flew a Millennium Falcon drone. And the DoubleTree people were laughing and stuff.
You know what I love about both of y'all's stories, though, right now? You could never do this in today's musician world. Like, you could never. You can't even get close enough to be like, "Hey, look at this sweet shirt that I have from, like, the first time you went and played at, whatever, Paramount in Ashland, whatever."
Yeah.
Like, you could never. That's so awesome.
So, anyway.
It's awesome. And Kiss has played here a number of times. I mean, I've seen him several times. And can I tell you my favorite Kiss song?
But let me guess.
Guess.
What is it? What's the first letter of it?
B.
Beth.
Nope.
Oh, wait. Black Diamond.
No. Keep going.
Starts with a B. Oh, I love this. Is fun. Everybody at home, hope you play it.
Think about it more as a place.
I don't even know enough about
It's
Kiss.
a place.
A place I used to live.
B.
You are like
Beckley, Rock City. No, wait. Well, don't. B.
He's really stumped right now.
Back in the New York groove.
Well, the name of the song is New York Groove.
Oh, okay. We'll see. All right.
That threw me off.
I was wondering why it was.
But I do love that.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah.
I love this right now.
All right. Anyway. All right. Let's move on. Was that the end of the Def? Is there more Def Leppard?
She's gonna tell the story later.
later.
She
it's
just
coming
got
up.
reminded.
Okay, it's coming up.
because of the
Yeah.
game.
Yes.
Here we go.
It's a cliffhanger. All right.
I derailed the game.
No,
I'm
this
sorry.
is perfect.
No, I'm
this
sorry.
Is perfect.
All right. Next is. All right. Asking both of you.
Okay.
Jennifer goes first this time.
Mm-hmm.
I asked 10 of our female listeners. Go back to the 80s. Who was sexiest? David Lee Roth, Prince, or John Bon Jovi?
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi.
Ooh.
I mean, I was too young to know that's what it was then, but now I know.
You both broke the tie. It was Prince and Bon Jovi tied, and now Bon Jovi wins.
So a friend of mine's mom is obsessed with Prince, obsessed, it worse than you with Kiss, and she thinks he is like the hottest, and I just don't. It's not for me.
He seemed to be pretty cute for someone.
He's
5'8".
Was super
wonderful musician,
talented.
but yeah.
One of my friends has a serious fascination with Prince, and every time I see something purple or Prince related, I send it to her, and it makes me real excited to send her something that's nostalgic in that way. So yeah, there was a time, Slippery When Wet, that John Bon Jovi. Wow, he was.
Yeah.
I even went to see his cousin Jody Bon Jovi.
Oh, Jody Bon Jovi.
Let me see those family genes.
Yeah, right?
At the regatta.
At the regatta, yeah. Jody played the regatta.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
God, I miss the regatta.
All
That
right.
was fun.
Next
Good
one.
Life.
All right.
Good lifetime.
Song you would listen to today all the way to the end. Sweet Child of Mine, Jump, or I Love Rock and Roll? And we start with Vanessa.
You said Sweet Child of Mine is the first one.
Sweet Child of Mine, Jump, or I Love Rock and Roll?
I would do the first two easily, but I Live in Rock. It's too over. It's a great song, but I have ADD or ADHD so bad.
So which one?
I'm gonna go with Sweet Child of Mine.
Okay, Sweet Child of Mine.
All of them.
But
All of them. I can only pick one Sweet Child of Mine for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm going to tell,
If I only had to pick
Alexa
one,
what to play, it'd be Sweet Child of Mine.
Yeah.
even though both of you chose Sweet Child of Mine, I Love Rock and Roll won.
That's a good one. It's good.
I mean, it's
I
good.
love it.
I think my college days wore that song out because it was like, that's the one where the drunk girls just get crazy. I'm like,
what's wrong with it? And the problem with that is what again?
Well, for them, they were having a great time. But like, if I'm not having a great time, I don't want to hear them ruining the song.
Hey,
I love it. I would listen to it.
The more
all
they
of it.
drank, the cuter I got. I loved it. And
You're a mess.
I'm sorry.
You're
All right,
a
next
mess.
one. That was inappropriate. Sorry. All right, next one.
I was giving him a dirty look.
Yes, I know.
I
Yeah.
was like, tone it
Keep
down,
Jennifer
WG.
around.
Yeah, okay.
She keeps him in line.
We have the most overrated 80s song, and I'm starting with Jennifer this time. Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, Don't You Forget About Me, or Never Gonna Give You Up. Are you familiar with all three?
I am familiar with all three.
What's the most overrated?
Oh, overrated? I don't know that any of them are overrated. I guess I would do the
really enjoy them
Rickroll
all.
for if I have to answer. If I have to pick one that wasn't really my thing, it would be Never Gonna Give You Up. Although I do like that resurgence it's had with the the memes and the things.
Right.
I love a meme.
Well, thank you.
God, it seems so agreeable.
Because I'm never
today.
going to give you up.
I was gonna. I'm with Jennifer on this. Like, I feel so agreeable today, and that's not who I am. I'm so sorry that it seems that way today, but
I
yeah,
just think we have a lot in common.
yeah.
We're sharing a
it's
brain
just not.
over here.
It's not my.
It was a
favorite.
It was a landslide. Wake Me Up Before You Go Go was the most overrated.
That one doesn't bother me at all.
Eight of the 10 females that I polled said, "Oh, if I'd never have to hear Wake Me Up Before You Go Go."
It is in a lot of movies and soundtrack. Like, it's. I can see it, but
I wonder if we're ever going to get hit with copyright licensing.
I'm waiting
problems.
for it, honestly, because you always get into it.
All right. Anyway, okay. Here's this is a big one.
Poor Shane. Now you have me thinking about that.
Shane Radcliffe and Realty Exchange.
Realty Exchange.
They
Poor
pay
guys.
they pay for my legal expenses. Anyway,
Should I have had some sort of indemnity?
Oh, you did not sign the form before you got
You're
in?
stuck now.
No kidding. All right, next. Best song, two heavy hitters, and I'm starting with Vanessa. Living on a Prayer, or Here I Go Again.
Here I go again. Hands down.
Listen, I don't want to be a copycat, but Here I Go
We
Again
do,
is one of
yes.
the best songs ever. That being said, there was a long time that I loved Living on a Prayer so much.
Yeah, I still love
And those
them.
are both
Well,
fantastic.
Johnny used to work on the docks. But anyway,
He did.
Living on a Prayer won in a landslide there. I'm sorry. It's not that you guys, everybody has their own opinions.
I mean, they can have their own opinion, but I think we're right.
White Snake is in my top three. I mean,
Yes.
my big three,
Yes.
Def Leppard and White Snake.
I
for
told WG
certain.
before, my little sister's dad he wanted to be a hairband person so bad. So that's all I grew up on. Like him and his bandmates playing in the living room before they went and played at crickets.
I still want to be a hairband.
Listen, my girlfriends and I, in about the 8th grade, started a little band in the attic of my Southside house, and I had the most beautiful Gibson Les Paul, just like Slash had with the sunburst.
Nice.
Fun story for how that guitar went away, but at any rate, we called ourselves Champagne Manhattan.
Oh my God, I love
it! 14-year-old girls trying to come up with a band name, so that's what we
That's a
chose.
great name.
You like it?
That is good.
Champagne, man. I'd go see
Two
Champagne
of my favorite
Manhattan.
I would totally, yeah, for sure.
I'd see Champagne Manhattan at the regatta. Absolutely.
That is probably the only place we could play.
All right. And here's one of the big ones. I'm going to start with Jennifer. Poison. I already know her answer. Poison, Def Leppard, or Bon Jovi?
Poison, it would be my number 2. Def Leppard would be my number 1.
Of course.
For sure.
And Vanessa?
Opposite.
You'd go Poison number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer actually broke the tie. Def Leppard is now number 1. They were tied with Bon Jovi. So, yes. So,
nice.
Yes.
Although, here's the thing. Bon Jovi, there was a time that if you had asked me, living on a prayer before Pour Some Sugar on Me, I was all in for Bon Jovi.
I get that.
Right.
But then Pour Some Sugar on Me happened, and it just spoke to my little heart.
Oh.
I
My
love
little
it.
14-year-old heart.
Well, you know what? This is so funny and like odd time for it. It's Spirit Week for my daughter. Her go-to shirt every year, because she never is like, what do I want to be, Mom? Do I want to be 80s? Do I want to be... It's always 80s or 90s. And I'm like, Carly, I don't even know what to tell you about the 90s. Like, is that a thing? Like, am I that old? But she always goes with 80s at the last minute, and she always pulls out the Def Leppard shirt.
I love
Always.
her. I love her.
And it's one of mine from high school. Like, so I love that.
I think that's amazing. The 80s were great. I don't know. I think the 90s were lame. Lame sauce, lame clothes, lame
they
music.
were.
It
I
just
would never
didn't do
go
it
back.
for me.
I would never go back.
I've been in music since the 70s, and I now I hear songs from the 90s that I used to hate that song, and now I like it.
Well, because you can reflect. I get it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
But the 80s were still, that was everything.
all right. So now here are the last questions, and these are questions that I only ask guys. Let me throw out. These are our.
Oh, you didn't tell us you asked guys.
Yeah. Well,
I'm stoked for this because
These are-
we thought this
yeah.
was one-sided. We thought you were only talking to
Yes.
ladies.
Tony, Wayne. We just talked to Wayne. Tony,
Yeah.
Wayne, Bradley, Tim, John, Blake, Tommy, Trace, Mark, and Alan. And here are the answers for these last questions. And you try to guess what they would say.
Oh, not what we think, but what they would say.
What
Well, am I
they
playing
would
this game
say.
entirely wrong?
No.
Okay.
No.
He switched it
Yeah,
up
because
on us.
now we're switching where it's like,
See,
what do you
this
think
is what
guys?
he does to me.
What would that? Okay.
Yeah,
He
what
likes
would
to make
guys
me
say?
look like a
Yeah.
fool, I think.
Okay. What would the highest amount of money you would today pay for a concert T-shirt? The 3 choices: $35, $45, $55. Vanessa, you start.
So we're talking with them as adults today if they went to a show.
How much would you pay the highest price at the show? $35, $45, or $55?
I'm going to say, and I'm going to let Jennifer answer, and then I'm going to give you my logic on this because it's been my logic now as I've gotten older and can afford things.
Yes.
55.
Okay.
See, I thought the guys were going to cheap out and say 35.
I just feel like men really love nostalgia. Like it's
Those guys that I talked to, 50, they would pay $55 for a concert T-shirt.
See, I would too, because music brings me such joy, and there's only so many runs of shirts you're going to grab at a show. And then you get to stand in line at another show, and you meet someone that's got that shirt, and you're like, we were there, we were both there. It's worth $55
But
all day, every day if you've got it.
Let me blow.
I agree for sure.
Let me blow your mind for a little bit, because I did not ask them this. I think if you're buying it for yourself, I would pay very, very little.
Really?
But if you're with a date, your wife, your kid, something like that, and they're like, "Oh, look at that shirt! And it has the city on it.
Yeah,
it has
I get
Huntington,
that.
West Virginia on it, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna end up paying $55
I
for
get
this
it.
shirt." I think you get suckered into that. So, all right.
I totally cheaped out at Healing Appalachia because Brand Yourself done a lot of their merchandising.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were up there, I'm looking at all the shirts and I'm like, oh, I like that one. I like that one. I don't want to carry it around. I'm just going to go home and buy it. Like, I'm going to go in their showroom.
Well, I love a good concert shirt, but I just sort of thought my husband would tell you that I am an overspender. In my defense, I went to fashion school in New York and Paris, so I always use the excuse that,
did not know that about
you have
you.
to.
I like that.
You're learning something new every
Yes.
day. Well, so it was a good time, and super into the high fashion. So Ben would argue.
Well, there's
that
nothing more high fashion than a Def Leppard
a band
t-shirt.
tee.
Listen, you can dress that thing up. I'm
Oh,
telling
I know.
you.
That's true.
You
That's true. That's
You
true.
can make a mad outfit out of a concert shirt. But he would tell you that I'm an overspender when it comes to fashion, and I'll buy him, maybe a tie from somewhere fancy, and then he'll come home and he'll say, "Look, I ordered all 10 of these ties on Amazon, and it was like $30."
Love that. Love that.
And they're glow in the dark. Yes, practically see them. They're not meant to be,
I
but
wear
they're
this one
like
for Valentine's and Christmas. They're red.
right. So I was just thinking that I know at our home, my husband is more economical when it comes
Brandon
to
is as well.
the clothes than I am.
We're the same way in our house.
That's a good thing about having rock t-shirts is oh my gosh. I'm not going to go into it because I know she doesn't want to hear it. Yeah, the girlfriend does not like my look of the rock t-shirt with a black.
Oh, with the blazer?
Yeah, she does not. She's not a fan.
Did you tell her about me dressing up as you that
No.
one time?
No.
Came in with my blazer
Yeah.
and my tee.
We went to a function recently, and she was like, "One request."
Wear a button.
I was like, "What? Bring a bottle of champagne or something?" She's like, "No, one request. Don't wear a rock t-shirt with a blazer on
It's my
top of
thing,
it."
man.
I know, that's why I was like,
love it.
I was like comfy, and she was like, how about a collar?"
Aww.
And I went with it, and it was very comfortable.
Hey, it's a good change.
That's
It's
a very
good
Dan
change.
D'Antoni thing, though. I could see him rocking out to like a t-shirt with his blazer if it had some,
Yeah.
music on it.
I can't get set in my ways. Okay, then next question we have for the boys is, how many concerts have you seen because of your significant other? 3 choices. Number 1, because your significant other said, "I want to see this person." Number 1, 0. Number 2, 1 or 2. Or number 3, more than 2. And I'm going to start with Jennifer.
More than 2. I have faith in these guys.
Yeah, me too. I was going to say more than 2.
By a slim margin, it is more than 2. Yes. The other
Good job, guys.
'Cause yeah.
Way to be there.
And the guys that said otherwise are single. I'm kidding. I don't.
I was like, I get it.
I don't know if that's true or not.
See, and I'm lucky that Brandon and I love the same music, so
Yes.
it's never it's like, are we doing this? Do we have time? Can we make this work? Can we survive for a long weekend? Okay, we're going.
I think if you're into the same style of music, because so
Yep.
many people in the Huntington Tri-State Area. I mean, a lot of people like this new country resurgence thing
They
and
do.
stuff like that.
They do.
I think if you're with someone who likes the same style of music and you're turning each other on to other artists,
For sure.
that's fine. But I think if you've got a classical music person and you've got a heavy metal person, I'm not saying that's going to be the end of the relationship, but it's just going to be tough as far as that's a Christmas present where it's like I'm sacrificing giving you tickets and I'm going to go with you, or the other exit is I'm going to give you tickets and you pick one
You
of
and
your
your girlfriends
pick
go.
one of your friends.
Which is a gift in itself sometimes, depending on the music.
That could-
Sometimes it's a memory with your girlfriends and you want to relive that. Like, I get that.
I've been to a few Kiss concerts where I have to turn to the date and go, "Isn't this awesome?" And they're like, "I just like watching you," and I'm like,
I mean, you do live your best life at a show, I'm sure.
I know, I'm like,
I could guarantee
whatever.
that.
Well, ironic that you would pick, glam rock or heavy metal and classical. Def Leppard recently dropped a new album that is, it's something symphony, and it's Hysteria remixed with the London
as I
Philharmonic
get out.
Orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
I need to add this to the
in a very
playlist.
gift of the Magi way, you could give both classical and
See, in
Yeah.
hair
our
metal
house,
at the same time.
yes, there you
We,
go. So,
depending on the time of day it is, and I thank Brandon for this because I never was exposed to anything other than Southern rock, hair bands, or just downright country. So, 7:30 a.m. he's cooking eggs and jazz music's playing. 9 o'clock rolls around, we're listening to Ryan Bingham, he's from Texas. Did you ever hear of him when you were down that way?
Nope.
So, and then it goes on, and we've got Jay-Z or Lil Wayne, and then later in the night, that's when the hair bands come out, because he doesn't love them like I do, but he'll tolerate them.
Do you have a guest room?
We do.
Okay. Can I come?
He's coming over.
I'm telling you, Brandon is the best cook, and like you have to wait.
Sounds
you
like the
smell
best Airbnb I've ever heard of.
Yeah, it's
Right?
the best.
A nice eclectic mix of jams and
it's the best. But yeah,
Nice.
it makes a difference when you can enjoy music with your spouse for sure.
All right. Before we wrap up, any other lingering?
Wrap up the game. We're not done talking.
No. Well, I mean,
I thought you meant we were leaving.
No.
We're not leaving. Okay.
That's why I'm just asking. Lingering stories and stuff like that. I'm the captain of the ship. I'm turning it over to the crew.
We still have stories. Yeah, I want to
We
hear
have stories, man. We've
I'm
got
ready
stories.
to get to know
Good
Jennifer
ones.
better.
Well,
Yeah.
well, then let's
This
go.
is the best.
Then go.
This is a great Monday.
Go. All right. So before we wrap up, first of all, Jennifer, I'm so glad you've been here.
thank you.
Do you have any other? I love the fact that you call your people leopards, which I think is
Makes me want
awesome.
to join the Facebook fan club.
You need to.
just to watch Jennifer's comment climb.
I love Def Leppard as much as the next person, and now I'm like I'm kind of all in on that. Any other good Def Leppard stories that you have? I mean,
Well, I do. Of course I do. Are you kidding me? So my best Def Leppard story coincides with my most embarrassing moment of all time. So you've got to love this, right?
okay.
I'm stoked.
So
for this.
now I already told you about the picture. I told you that I have this picture that I'm going to share with you guys.
Yes, I can't wait.
14-year-old little Jenny Wheeler sitting in her room reading a Def Leppard book in a Def Leppard outfit surrounded by Def Leppard posters.
Now, who's your favorite member of Def Leppard?
Joe Elliott.
Okay, gotcha.
For sure.
Yeah, okay.
The lead singer.
Yeah.
So at any rate, this picture I wanted to get Joe Elliott to sign. Now, the ironic thing was this is early 2000s. I mean, now I'm an adult. I have a college degree. I have a
adulting
job.
at its finest.
There is no excuse for weird behavior like I exhibited this one particular week in Huntington, West Virginia in 2003. And what had happened was Def Leppard had a break. I think they played like in Cincinnati or somewhere close, and then they played here, but they had like 2 or 3 days off. So
they were hanging
just
out?
hanging out in Huntington, walking the streets of Huntington like you and me. And so over the course of these couple days, I had run into all of them.
Oh, wow.
All of them except Joe Elliott, who was the one that the 12
accidentally
to
ran into them.
14-year-old. That's right. That's right.
Accidentally.
I bumped into them somewhere. No,
Stalker.
at least in one case that is probably true. But one evening I was at one of Huntington's most favorite watering holes, Hank's.
Yes.
And they just came in.
Well, I mean, it is the place to hang.
It is. And they a couple of them, I want to say that it was Rick Savage, the bassist.
Right.
And I want to say
The
maybe
Sav.
the Sav. A couple of them came in.
Was Phil Collin there?
I think Phil was there, and
Was Rick
Vivian Campbell was there. Rick Allen wasn't. I ran into him coincidentally
At Target.
It was he was getting coffee at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Just doing normal human things.
Just being a normal person on
Right.
vacation, being harassed by weirdo fans who have, idolized them for going on 20 years at
Right,
the time. I mean,
right.
so at any rate.
And did they come? My mind is flooding with questions. They come in and their hair is still. Does it
Yeah.
look like they just walked off stage, or is it like they're?
Did you have to do a double take to make sure it was them?
Is it like back in a ponytail thing, or is it?
Well, now
what?
keep in mind, so this is in the early 2000s.
Right.
And they had kind of
shorter hair.
peaked already.
Gotcha.
And now they were a little bit older with a little bit shorter hair, and they were playing a half house over here at the Civic Center.
Mm-hmm.
This was not like This was not the day that they were playing in the round and
So
people were.
they're just
this
getting
was
to be
not
themselves.
the-
They're just hanging out.
Right, and glam rock kind of hit its peak in the late 80s, early 90s, and then, we kind of went in a different direction for a long time. So by 2003, they just weren't really all that big. I mean, around the same time, I saw Poison at the House of Blues. So it was just not, they just weren't as popular to others as they once were.
Yeah.
But to a super fan like myself, they still were rock gods. So at any rate, I recognized them immediately. They did have on, sort of, jeans and a sort of thing they would perform
the
in.
rock garb.
Yeah, I mean, their hair was shorter than it was back in the day, but it was longer than everybody who works at Chase, right? So at any rate, I had met and gotten autographs from all of them at this point except Joe Elliott, and.
Like, this is it. This is my
I kept thinking, where is Joe Elliott? And mind you, by this time, I have had an interesting and very fortunate life where I have been able to meet a lot of famous people and do some exciting things. So I'm not as easily impressed as this is going to sound like.
Gotcha.
But Joe Elliott was the guy he was the one on the pedestal.
Did he show up?
So
tell me he got there.
So he didn't. He did not go. Well, but okay. So I see him.
I know where he was. He was in the hotel room.
He
hiding
probably
from Jennifer.
he was probably.
The rest of them have already warned him. Hey, there's
He's
this crazy blonde lady
who's looking for you. But at any rate, the next evening, I'm sitting in an establishment and I see past the window someone walking past, and the window had a lot of writing on it, so you could only see kind of a small, and I was on the phone with a friend and I said, oh my God, I think that was Joe Elliott that just walked past. So by the time that I got outside, he was significantly down the block.
Oh gosh.
And so I was trying to catch up, and he kept getting further away because I was wearing these.
How are you at running? Are you
so
in
eventually
work
I'm
shoes?
running, right? I was in some dress shoes with a bit of a heel.
Are you sure you weren't in the When Two Worlds Collide video?
I have not seen that video, believe it or not.
Oh,
but
yeah. Everything's in slow motion. He's walking down the street in regular time, but everybody else is in. Are you sure you're not in that?
Oh, listen, there was no slow motion about this.
Okay,
At
got
one
it.
point, I took off my shoes so that I could make my way down the street faster. So at some point it hits me. I'm running down the street. And I'm meaning to catch him, but in retrospect, it feels more like I might have been chasing him.
Yeah, I think that might have been.
But he gets into
He had to have been used to it, honestly.
think it might have. Yeah.
You would think.
Another blonde from another small
Right.
town.
So he goes into Hibachi on 4th Avenue.
Poor man, just trying to have dinner.
I know, right? And this
Or trying to get protection.
poor guy, at this point, he's going to. He has no idea what's been transpiring behind him. So I take a moment to collect myself, put my shoes back on, and walk in the restaurant.
Very classy.
Right? So
Just here to
classy.
have dinner.
And I had this very well-meaning speech prepared to deliver to him. And
She's been awaiting this for days because she
was-
knew he was somewhere.
Well, I knew he was somewhere. But in this moment, I knew I said, or what I meant to say, what I had intended to say was, I know it's terribly rude to interrupt your meal, but would you sign this for me? But somehow I was so starstruck that terribly rude
Like the emotion on your
simply
face right now.
became Terudely. That's what I said to Joe Elliott. I said Terudely, and I just stuck this.
I know this is
weird
Terudely.
No, just Terudely.
Just Terudely.
Just Terudely.
Oh, just that one word.
Yeah, just
Terudely? Maybe he thought you had some sort of mental issue or
Jennifer's
something.
emotion on her face right now. Like she's
must-
mortified all over again as if she's reliving it right now.
He must have signed it because he must have thought.
He was frightened.
Yeah.
No, he signed it. He looked confused or scared. I don't know, but he did sign it.
It was a photo of him, right?
Wait, no, it was that weird picture of me with her picture all around my room.
God.
I have never represented Huntington so
Jennifer,
poorly.
what is wrong with you?
I love this.
Jennifer.
I don't even know. And listen, I have had the fortune of meeting many celebrities, and I have never gotten starstruck or tongue-tied. I don't even usually ask for an autograph. I usually
your
just,
guy.
But something about Joe Elliott, I lost my mind.
I get it. I get it.
So many of the leopards right now are going, that was you? Is that why he never came back to that
Never
area?
played Huntington, West Virginia again.
They have played
Sorry, friend.
They played recently, didn't they?
Like, is somebody listening at home that was in Hibachi that night?
They did actually play here recently, and I did go to that.
I need to know who witnessed this in Hibachi. Like, I need to know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
So Terudley, that's
Terudley.
So now you all know the low point of my life. It was both the high point and the low point.
Say, if that's the low point of your life, you're living good.
So you just like, hold my beer. Let me tell you.
Yeah. You're living large.
And so here's the thing. My other embarrassing Def Leppard story was when I was living in...
That first one was not embarrassing.
Oh, it wasn't
Terudley.
It was terribly embarrassing.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yes. I guess if it was terribly embarrassing, it would have been terribly. I don't know. It was bad.
I get it.
So when I was living in Manhattan, I was interviewing for a job with a marketing company, Octagon, and they were... I don't know if you're supposed to. Anyways, I was interviewing with this company, and I had made it to the last round, and the people who were on the team, they really wanted me to get the job, and I was about to have this phone conference with the vice president who was out in California. So they were trying to prep me for it, and they said, okay, he likes to ask top 5 questions. So they said he's going to ask you, what are your top 5 like favorite movies or something? Mm-hmm. I felt prepared. I was like, I love movies. Mm-hmm. I can, I love songs. I love bands. I'm good. And the guy, he was very hip, West Coast. He had invented one of those like streaming radio stations, like not Napster, but like something like it, And so at the end of the call, which otherwise had gone pretty well.
Oh, goodness.
I'm ready for this now that you're already laughing.
What are your top 5 favorite albums? Okay, now this is one of those
with albums.
Well, and I want to say I think it's a men are from Mars, women are from Venus thing. Like I just think the female brain it works differently. Like most of the men I know would be more into like naming a specific record, but for me it's more about songs. Mm-hmm. So when he said it, I just went blank. I couldn't think of any albums. So I said, and I was trying to stall, and again at this point, like they're not even that like. Def Leppard was not really all that popular at that time,
and probably not with this like hip,
not with this guy who was many years my junior and just much more indie than I have ever been, and so I said, well, I would be remiss if I didn't name Hysteria because it was so formative in my younger years. Yeah. And as I'm saying these things, I'm trying to think of some other albums. And so I'm still drawing a blank. So then I name
Hysteria again.
Well, after I named Hysteria, I said, and before that, I really loved Pyromania. It was so good. And then I was struggling, and I still said, of course, High and Dry was good. And
oh my God, did you really?
And on Through the Night.
Did you really?
So at this point,
those are all Def Leppard albums.
Even Def Leppard wouldn't name all their albums.
And I hate to I don't even know if they would hire you. Def Leppard might have gone.
Me if I were Def Leppard.
She's like, I wouldn't hire you.
Adrenaline.
So did he know who Def Leppard was, though? Did he at least know that?
And he knew who they were.
Did you get hired?
They did make me an offer, so it couldn't have been as as bad as it felt. It felt very bad.
I would be like beating myself up for that too.
Oh my God, Joe Elliott
Like
wouldn't say for Def Leppard.
wouldn't have done that.
Joe Elliott would have said something by Mott the Hoople. I could tell you Joe Elliott's albums, but
This guy was probably looking for like, so what do you think about the new Weezer album? And you're like, it's no
So you have to ask Brandon on that.
it's all Def Leppard all the time.
You're like, I like how about that Hysteria album? Not as good as Dinosaur Jr. Says who? Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're like, I don't want to work for you. We're not going to
Take your offer and shove it.
Yeah, exactly. Get out of my face,
gosh, that's
boss.
fantastic.
So, all right. Well, we're going to wrap things up. Thanks so much, everybody, for listening. We certainly appreciate it. We have more episodes, of course, for you to check out. Special shout out to our podcast company, Circle. I don't know why.
You do this.
Now all of a sudden I'm talking like Joe Elliott. This is the worst Joe Elliott impression.
I was just about to say you actually are not.
He didn't work on that at all.
Joe Elliott.
I don't know if I'm
doing a disservice.
I'm not sure if I'm
Jennifer
British.
says you're not friends anymore. I can't believe you just done that to my
I don't know if I'm British, Scottish, Irish, or whatever I am. Anyway, Circle 270 Media. Thank you so much. That's our podcast company. Vanessa, tell us a little bit about our sponsor.
I have to quit laughing first. Our sponsor is Realty Exchange, the top-selling real estate company in the Huntington Tri-State Area. Licensed in West Virginia, Ohio, and Kentucky. Find us online at realty-ex.com.
Jennifer, did you have a good time?
I had a great time. Thank you so much. This was tons of fun.
Well, thank you for being here. We certainly appreciate it. And Vanessa, take us out.
We are out of here.
Thanks for listening to the Huntington Tri-State Time Machine, brought to you by Realty Exchange, the top-performing real estate company in the Huntington, West Virginia Tri-State Area. If you have a memory you would want WG to talk more about, just send him an email at memories@htstimemachine.com or post a comment on the Time Machine Facebook group page. Did you like this episode? Be sure to share it with friends and family. You can find a link in the show notes that you can use to share it. And be sure to let Realty Exchange know that you like the podcast as well. Their contact information can be found in this episode's show notes.